What is up, wrestling fans? This is Kayfabe Chronicles, and I am your host, JP. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there's a new rule coming into WWE, and it involves way too much going on in regards to people switching shows and all that. And it's called the WildCard rule. What the heck does that mean? I'm going to try to figure it out right now. Hello, and welcome to the live stream. This is Kayfabe Chronicles, and I am your host, JP. If this is your first time here, please stick around for a little while. Partake in the chat room to the left-hand side of the screen. And if you like what you see, make sure to crush like, hit subscribe, and click that bell notification for whenever we post videos. We go live every single Sunday night at 8 p.m. Central Time, except for pay-per-view nights, where we will always go on after the event to discuss the event. And we go live Wednesdays after NXT to review NXT, and I also throw in random videos throughout the week just to fill my fancy. And if you guys haven't done so already, make sure to check out that Facebook page, check out that Twitter account listed up above and in the description below. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, let's get the ball rolling. Alright, so WWE announced today, well, not today, yesterday, the long lost hidden tape involving Bret Hart and kind of a stain in Winnipeg wrestling. Like I said, I'm very proud to be from Winnipeg, and we've released a lot of really good talent. Like I said, like Chris Jericho, even though he wasn't born here, he was technically raised here. Roddy Piper, not born here, but raised here. Kenny Omega, Rosemary, like just a lot of great things. Steve Corino, like just a lot of great wrestling talent has come out of my city. And Tom McGee is not one of them. Tom McGee, if you guys don't know anything about this guy, back in the day, he was a professional bodybuilder. Of course, had that whole look, that whole thing that Vince McMahon goes like, "Oh yeah," all in regards to. So Vince McMahon snagged him up and decided to make him a professional wrestler. Guy could not work whatsoever, and apparently one of the worst matches ever in the history of wrestling is between Bret Hart and Tom McGee, and that footage somewhat disappeared. It lost over the shuffles of time for the better half of 30 years, and it recently resurfaced. So guess what's on the WWE network, ladies and gentlemen? That's right, because if they haven't crapped on Bret Hart's legacy enough, now you can see him fight Tom McGee. I personally haven't seen the entire match, but I have seen kind of clips of it, and oh boy, Bret Hart, you are one of my favorites of all time, but even you can't do anything to make something good out of that. So please check it out. WWE said they will be releasing it on the network. I don't know if it's out yet, but do yourselves a favor and check it out. Bret Hart versus Tom McGee. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Lord. Give me some mercy. Alright, so if you guys didn't see this last week on SmackDown, we have new tag team champions. That's right. The week prior to that, they announced Hardy Boyz, unfortunately, are injured. Jeff Hardy is unable to defend his title within 30 days, so they have been stripped of the title because, Brock Lesnar rule. So instead of them holding a tournament, they decided to just randomly crown Daniel Bryan and Rowan as the new tag team champions. I see where it's coming from. Makes total sense heel-wise. Of course, Shane McMahon is doing his whole heel shtick right now. So, of course, he just took the titles and put them right on Daniel Bryan and Rowan. Usos came out and demanded that's not fair. They deserve a shot, so they did have a match. Of course, Bryan and Rowan did win. I just think that this is just holding it over. This is just keeping things under wraps. Eventually, I see within the next couple months that the tag team division it won't be split on the two shows. Of course, I'll mention a little bit more of that in regards to this wild card rule. But yeah, it's definitely, they're going to amalgamate the tag team divisions. It just, both divisions right now are just utter garbage right now. Neither of them is really doing their thing. It's not clicking. There's not enough people on the roster at all. It just does not make sense to have a tag team division on both shows. Like I said, like a lot of them are just thrown together tag teams. Like, they just take two guys and just, all right, you're a tag team now. And then all the previous existing tag teams, Vince just loves to break up or not do anything with it. Like I said, the Revival in a comedy shtick right now. The Ascension, what the heck happened to those guys? Lucha House Party, just comedy acts. He needs to just put everybody on one show and just go from there. And like I even said, I've been singing since day one, the women should also be on all together on one show, just because to have two rosters right now just doesn't hold enough water. Looking forward to seeing where this is going. I really like Daniel Bryan. I really like Rowan. I've always been a Rowan fan. Just too many injuries, of course, kept him from fulfilling his his full potential. So yeah, let's put the belts on him right now and let's see where it's going. I just thought it was kind of fun. They're like, instead of holding a tournament, they just gave him the belts. Why? Because there's not enough teams to hold the tournament. But that's just me. Okay, all right. Onwards to the next thing. If you guys didn't see, Kofi Kingston doing his title shtick, which is great. Kofi Kingston is going to be returning to his home country of Ghana. First time he's going back there since 1993. It's part of an entire just promotional aspect in regards to him being champion, which I think is really cool. So he's going to be going back there. It's WWE documentary team is going to be filming the entire shtick. It's going to be a 4-day journey. He's going to be visiting, like his home, the home village of his mother, the home village of his father. He's going to be hanging out with the president of Ghana, which is pretty cool. I think that's really cool. I like the fact that they're going to be taping this, and so we can see the journey. I'm always a huge fan of just returning to your roots. Just in general, like I said, I'm a very proud Canadian boy. I said I haven't left home, but if I ever was to leave and venture elsewhere, I would always try to make my way back home to visit family every once in a while. So yeah, really digging the fact that Kofi's going to be doing that. I think it's going to be great, great PR. Obviously, it's going to be really good to see him and just where he grew up, and I'm really looking forward to checking out that documentary. Hello, Lucas. How are you doing this evening? How are you doing tonight, sir? So we haven't really been talking a lot yet. We mentioned SmackDown Tag Team titles. We mentioned, of course, the Kofi Kingston returning home. Mentioned some other stuff. But yeah, let's just keep the ball rolling as always. So what else happened this week? Speaking of homecomings, Becky Lynch made her return to Ireland this past week. WWE went over to Ireland. They did kind of a quick European tour. So Becky Lynch, of course, headlined the SmackDown show in Dublin, Ireland, which is great for her. Huge pop. Like, I watched a little bit of the footage. It was great. I believe she had a match with Charlotte over there because, like I just said, they need to just... They need something different with the women division because they just keep replaying it and repeating it over and over. Wash, rinse, repeat. Wash, rinse, repeat. But as you can see, she got a great crowd pop. She got some shtick. She got some stuff from the crowd. Really good. Becky's always been one of those people. I've never doubted her. I've been a fan of hers since day one. Just something about her. I just love her sense of humor. I love the way she works in the ring. I think it's about damn time that she got some belts. And I just think that everyone's just kind of crapping over her. Oh, we're tired of Becky Lynch. Y'all don't know what you want. Like, weeks ago you're like, oh, give Becky a push. And now it's, oh, get Becky out of her face. She's down our throats. You know what? I like this. I like the fact that she's got both belts. I think it's great. Is she going to hold on to both of them after Money in the Bank? Probably not, but I will tell you my predictions later on in the week. I will have my Money in the Bank predictions probably Thursday or Friday, depending on how things go. But it's really cool that Becky got to go back home. Got a big ovation. Always really cool, like I said, to go back home. All right, and we're going to close today's show off because I said it was really weird. Not a lot of news in wrestling this week. Normally I got like 6, 7, like just tons of topics to talk about, and this was a very slow week. So let's just get on it. What do I think of the new Daniel Bryan? I like Daniel Bryan as a heel. I've always thought he was a really good heel. Like I said, when he first had his first world title run, back when he was like with AJ Lee and like the entire yes thing started, I just really dig him as a heel. So I really like the way this character's going. It's something different. Like kind of like what's going on in the world right now is that you have your guys that eat meat and then you got your vegans and stuff. So I think it's kind of interesting that he's playing to that angle, which is weird because like a lot of people would be very pro positive save the world, very pro just had supper, very pro like vegetarian and vegan, all that. But I just like the fact that he's being a complete dick about it. Like he's just being just a pump his ass in regards to his character. I really dig it. I really enjoyed him with the world title. I really liked the hemp fallen oak title. I thought that was kind of a cool aspect to see the belt, something new. Like I said, so I'm glad they put a belt right back on him. I'm looking forward to seeing where that goes. But yeah, big supporter of the new Daniel Bryan. I think it's a really good character. He works well on the microphone. He's a guy that can be a face or a heel, so it doesn't really matter where he ends up, but I really, really dig what he's doing. All right, so now back on to the main topic. Like I said, this week on Monday Night Raw, if you guys didn't see, Vince McMahon announced he's still going to be sticking to the brand split for now. But every single week, he's going to have a small choice of certain superstars that can cross in between the shows. At least that's what I gathered from it. I kind of breezed past it because I was really confused. So, of course, as you saw this week on Raw, Roman Reigns was there. Kofi Kingston was there. Daniel Bryan was there. SmackDown guys were there. So we kind of announced, like every single week, I think it was 4. It was either 3 or 4 people will be able to enter brand between the shows. Of course, that number just completely, what he said just completely got obliterated. Because, like, by the end of that, and, like, by the end of SmackDown, the brand split didn't make any sense. Like, I think it's great that we had some different faces on the show. I think it's great that it was kind of fresh. Instead of seeing the same guys every single week, it was nice to see some of these faces on Raw and some of the Raw guys on SmackDown. I think that's great. But, like, don't call it, like, a wild card rule. Like, just admit that once Fox has the rights to SmackDown, there's going to be no more brand split. It's going to be one show. It's still going to be 2 shows, but it's not going to be exclusive talent. I think all the talent's going to be able to fill in between the 2 shows. Because I said they're going to need to get like 3 million plus views every single week on SmackDown just to make any revenue on Fox. So if they're going to have the same guys every single week, that's not going to work. So if you have the entire roster being able to transfer between the 2 shows, I think that's the strongest thing. Plus, I even said it would benefit the tag team division and it would benefit the ladies division. Because just having, 3 tag teams on one show and 3 tag teams on another show and like a small handful of the ladies and a small handful of the ladies on 2 different shows, it makes the same matches over and over again, and therefore it gets boring and stale. So I have a feeling that this is just a temporary thing to ease us into the ultimate diminishing of the split brands. To be honest, I've never been a fan of the split brands. I've never got it. I've been a wrestling fan for over 30 years, and I've never really understood how this works at all. But whatever, that's just me. But other than that, so what do you guys think about the whole wild card rule? Do you think the theory I just shot at you makes sense? Does it hold any water? Let me know in that comment section below. As I said, we're going to cut the show a little bit early this week because there's not a lot of news to talk about, and I really want to play Overwatch. So if you guys play any Blizzard games, just let me know. Just up there. Who's my favorite superstar and why of all time? It is the $1 Million Man. Mainly because I was a weird child. I really enjoyed heels, and I thought that Ted DiBiase played the heel shtick very well. Boom, it made sense. Currently, I dig Sami Zayn. Always been a Sami Zayn fan. I just feel that he was so underutilized, and I really like the whole shtick that he's playing right now. I really like that he's playing blech to the crowd and like treating us all as just like over angst, reviewers in our own minds. I think he works very well in the ring, and I believe that his talent is underutilized. He's very fun to watch, plus he's Canadian. I'm a big Kevin Owens fan for the same reason. I think that he's just very underutilized, and I believe that he can do a lot more. For the ladies, on the main roster right now, Becky Lynch, obviously, huge fan of hers, and I will never not cheer for Bayley. Big fan of Bayley. I like Lacey Evans. I like what she brings. But if you guys, if you do follow the show, you'll know I'm a huge NXT fan. NXT is my main bread and butter. So on NXT, pretty much the entire roster, I really can't see like Adam Cole, friggin' Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa, just everybody. Ladies, huge Dakota Kai fan. I think she has so much potential, and when she heals up, she's going to take the women's division by storm. Like I said, she's not a lot of people know what she has to offer, and like I said, just like the good handful of matches I've seen from her, she has the it factor. Said she's really over with the crowd. She's super fun to watch on social media, and she works her butt off in the ring. And like the entire NXT UK brand, like I said, I love everything. I'm slowly starting to learn why white people have appreciation for Roman Reigns. but other than that, that's that would be my favorite thing. So like I said, a whole NXT roster, Sami and Kevin Owens, and $1 Million Man for all time. And also, since I'm biased towards Winnipeg, since he's not in it, but Kenny Omega, great guy. I said I've hung out with him in the past, like when he wrestled here in Winnipeg for Premier Championship Wrestling. I said I've had coffee with him. I've eaten food with him. He's a very nice guy. Super fun, very humble of his fans, and he's actually really shy, which would shock a lot of people, because when you see him on the microphone, he's very in your face, but like when just hanging out with him outside of wrestling, he's very, very quiet. He's a very shy guy, but he said he's super humble of his fans. All right, that is all for me this week. Like I said, if you guys like what you saw, make sure to crush that like button, hit subscribe, click that bell notification for whenever we post videos. Of course, we go live every single Sunday night, 8 p.m. Central Time, except for pay-per-view nights, where we always go on after the pay-per-view to discuss the pay-per-view. And we also go live Wednesdays right after NXT to discuss NXT. I will be having my predictions video for Money in the Bank coming out later this week. And of course, I will see you guys Sunday right after Money in the Bank to discuss the show. It's going to be a great one. Like I said, I'm really hoping that Dana Brooke, she's not going to win, but I'm hoping that she really turns some heads, because a lot of people crap on her, and I see a huge potential in her. I think that she's grown so much over the past 2 years from where she was when she was like Charlotte's lackey, and I think she's going to turn some heads in that match. I think she's going to wake a lot of haters up, and I think it's going to be absolutely great. She won't win. She's probably going to take the Eclipse spot off the ladder, but other than that, really looking forward to Money in the Bank. Okay, you guys are the reason why I do this. As always, take care. I'll see you guys next time. This is Kayfabe Chronicles. Farewell, and happy Mother's Day to all you moms out there. And single dads. And, just happy Mother's Day to everybody.